The Dallas Mavericks had a rough offensive performance in their 109-97 loss to the LA Clippers in Game 1 of their first-round playoff series. Luka Doncic had 33 points and 6 assists. Kyrie Irving added 31 points and 4 assists. And while, Kyrie was efficient in his shooting splits, Luka Doncic missed 15 shots, made 11, shooting 11 of 26 overall. 4 of 12 from 3, had 4 turnovers. Wasn't his, typical efficient scoring display, but the rest of the team outside of the star duo had 33 total points. It was a very inefficient overall night. The Mavericks had 30 points at halftime, with 8 coming in the second quarter. And I'm going to dive into all the areas, that they struggle with, what can be improved, and some thoughts entering Game 2 of the series on Tuesday. The Clippers are going to have an approach focused on switching everything when it's not a center setting screen out of this horn set. The Mavericks are going to use a series of screens from perimeter players. Derrick Jones Jr. is going to set the first, followed by Kyrie Irving. And again, switching everything just deters the offense from having the ability to turn the corner quickly, makes the offensive player have to work to create a shot. And Luka is going to use his typical step back three going to his left. And he knew he was going to have space with the positioning of the switch being to his right side, and he's just unable to make the shot. This play begins with Kyrie Irving bringing the ball up, receiving a screen from Daniel Gafford. He flips the screen. Irving sells Zubac, the big defender, on the use of that screen going left, but rejects it and attacks the middle of the floor. Zubac does an effective job of guarding 2-with-1, where he's accounting for both the drive and the big, taking away any ideal outcome, allowing Amir Coffey to recover and pressure Irving when he makes multiple pivots into that turnaround jumper. Just does the best he can to contest, and the shot's offline. On this possession, Daniel Gafford sets a step-up screen for Luka Doncic. He comes off wide, plays with pace to get Zubac to commit either to the big or to his drive. Zubac chooses to commit to Gafford on the roll, which Doncic is able to create an easy finger roll with his right hand for the finish. Here, Irving's going to receive a screen from Gafford and read that Zubac is playing up. This is going to create a pocket pass opportunity to play 4-on-3 basketball, but James Harden does a great job of rotating as the low defender from the weak side corner to pry the ball loose when Gafford makes the catch and tries to make a play in the paint. This was a creative baseline out of bounds play. Luka's the inbounder, gets it to Daniel Gafford, who's in the post, and Kyrie is going to screen for Luka coming off the pass, and this creates a predicament for the defense where if they're going to stay attached to Luka, that's going to create a backdoor cutting chance for Kyrie, and that's exactly what happens. Gafford makes the read and delivers an accurate bounce pass to Kyrie, who draws a foul on the catch. With Gafford quickly screening so high for Luka, this is going to force Zubac to switch with Luka coming off wide right and playing with pace. This becomes an ISO for Luka against Zubac. He goes between the legs and tries to work his way back behind the three-point line with the step back. Zubac leaves his feet on the fake, and Luka has to play out of the give and go, but doesn't like what he has on the catch in terms of a catch-and-shoot jump shot, so he attacks the paint. But interestingly enough, with Daniel Gafford already in the weak side dunker spot, the Clippers deterred Luka from finishing at the rim and accounted for a potential lob or drop-off pass, which resulted in a rare situation where Luka ends up not looking at the rim deep on the drive and just passing out. The consequence for this particular approach from the Clippers by having the strong side corner defender James Harden help on the drive is that it creates a situation where the corner spacer is going to have enough daylight to get the shot off on the catch. And that's exactly what happens. And PJ Washington had one of the rare supporting cast positive plays in this game with a corner three that was successful. The Clippers are playing in deep drop, and Terrence Mann is looking to force Luka to the left side of the floor. Luka's going to receive a screen from Daniel Gafford, attack going left, and then know that he's going to have space using the step back. And Terrence Mann's going to live with the shot. He's going to leave his feet early, expecting it on the left side of the floor, and all he can do is pressure, hope that Luka misses, and Luka was unable to get the shot to fall. One of the creative approaches the Clippers used to neutralize the Mavericks' pick-and-roll offense was to pre-switch. Here, Vika Zubac started out as the big defender responsible for Derek Lively, but as Lively came up to set a screen, they're going to end up having Terrence Mann be the big defender with that pre-switch. He switches onto Kyrie Irving and is now guarding him out in space. Kyrie goes between the legs and blows by him with his first step to attack open space, but with James Harden and Vika Zubac in the paint, Irving's just going to get to a spot in short range, raise up for a pull-up, and misses the shot. The Clippers were very intentional about keeping defenders in between any player making a catch and the rim. And in this instance, Derrick Jones Jr. is going to receive a pass from Kyrie Irving after an initial transition push that didn't result in a scoring attempt. And Jones is going to be attacking off the catch out of the corner. Paul George is intent on funneling him baseline as much as possible by, denying that middle with the positioning. And Jones does his best to try to attack middle, but George fully, understanding that Jones is going to be most comfortable trying to get to a finish on that initial drive attempt, works to cut him off. Jones has to pass out, and now Luka had cut and is in an awkward position where Paul George is committed to, protecting the lane by disengaging from Jones and walling up Doncic on the drive. So Doncic passes out, and now the late clock situation is P.J. Washington, a weaker perimeter shooter, is left open with Ivica Zubac responsible for running out on him, and he does, pressures the shot attempt enough, and it's a miss. This is a simple play where Derek Lively screens for Kyrie Irving, and he's going to draw the attention of both pick-and-roll defenders, and the low defender is going to tag the roller. Kyrie is going to pick up his dribble, read the defense, get the ball to P.J. Washington in the corner to attack the closeout, and he's going to draw help from Zubac rotating over from the weak side, so he's going to play off of 2 feet, get to the floater, and gets it to go. Luka Doncic is going to end up receiving a handoff from Derek Lively, but with Zubac in drop coverage and Paul George loading the paint, helping the helper, there isn't space on the drive, so Luka's going to get to a stride stop, fake the turnaround jumper, doesn't like what he has, so he tosses it out to Kyrie Irving, who's going to have to make a play late in the clock. The left side of the floor is open, so he's just going to get to a spot, take a step back, going to his left, launch the shot, and misses. There's quite a bit of settling for tough jump shots. Kyrie Irving's going to have Paul George guarding him, so he's going to get the ball to Luka Doncic on the left side of the floor to play out of a step-up screen from Derek Lively, and Luka, instead of attacking downhill, gets to the step-back three, tries to get it to go, but is unable to make the shot. The Mavericks were aggressive attacking early in the clock on some possessions to create some advantages. Derek Lively set a quick screen for Luka to get to the left side of the floor with space to operate, and with Luka coming off the screen wide, there's going to be some strong side corner help, and Luka's going to protect the ball playing through the crowd and draw a foul. The Clippers continue to use tilting, forcing Luka to his left, playing that drop coverage defense against the ball screen. Luka's going to come off to his left with the defender working to recover. Zubac is still in the paint to protect the rim, so Luka's going to play out of the step back to create an advantage, pass the ball out, get it back on the left side of the floor, and with Kleber cutting through, Luka's going to be reading the positioning of the Clippers defense. James Harden stays on the front of the paint to overload the strong side. Zubac is going to be directing the defense here as the rim protector, and as this happens, Luka reads that the weak side corner is left unaccounted for after Kleber makes that full cut through and makes the reversal pass. Kleber then makes the next pass to Exum, who attacks the out-of-rotation defense for the floater, making them pay. The Clippers were pretty intent on doubling Luka in the post. They're going to do that with him even getting a touch against Amir Coffey. Dante Exum is going to be left unaccounted for, one pass away, makes the extra pass to the open Kleber on the weak side of the floor, and Kleber left completely wide open. He hesitates on the catch before getting into the shot, and he misses the shot. Again, the shooting efficiency of the Mavericks' complementary players really weighed down their overall performance, not making the defense pay for being aggressive. On his way up the floor, Luka had signaled for stack pick and roll, but the Clippers were aggressive with off-ball contact, not allowing the potential back screener Tim Hardaway Jr. to even make a screen. After Zubac commits to switching onto Luka, James Harden is going to come for a late double to deter Luka, kind of speed him up, and he's going to try to attack open space going between the legs and attacking the right side of the floor, but Zubac does an effective job of tracking Luka, keeping a hand high to pressure a potential finish attempt while the Clippers rotate the low defender, and this puts Luka in a position to make the spray-out pass to the weak side corner. Exum attacks off the catch against the scrambling defense, plays off two, gets to the floater, but is unable to get this one to go. The Clippers continued to play drop coverage against high ball screens with Luka coming off left into open space. Westbrook's aggressive, looking to recover, knowing that he has to do the work out in space to keep Zubac in a rim protection position. Luka's going to take a jump stop and read that he doesn't have anything clean, resulting in a get action with Maxi Kleber, and he's going to play out of a shot fake on the catch to get Russell Westbrook trailing, and he's going to try to seal the advantage by using a hostage dribble, but with the rim being protected, Luka plays out of a step back and knocks down a tough shot. The Clippers continued to switch everything that wasn't a 1-5 ball screen, so now Amir Coffey is shading Luka to his left, ready to pressure the step-back three, and Luka just misses the shot. The Mavericks are going to play out of delay in this set. They're going to get into a zoom action as well, with Kyrie Irving setting a pin down for Dante Exum before receiving a handoff. Norman Powell fights through both of the screen contacts and is guarding Exum on the perimeter. Exum, with Irving being face guarded, is going to attack downhill and not have a clean advantage, with a finish not being open and also the lob not being present to Lively. Forces the lob. It gets broken up, resulting in a turnover. Luka's going to get the ball with his back to the basket. Terrence Mann's going to be aggressive, crowding him when he's trying to read and scan the floor. Kyrie's going to receive a pin down from Derek Lively and be in the middle of the floor getting another screen. And the Clippers veer switch with Mason Plumlee to cut off the drive left. And then Westbrook's going to essentially serve as a late double. After drawing two, he's going to get it to Luka Doncic, who's trailing, and just try to get right into that catch-and-shoot three against the contest, and is unable to get the shot to fall. With P.J. Washington bringing the ball up, he's being guarded by Russell Westbrook, and Westbrook's being aggressive, handling the drive, so Washington's not going to get into a shot. He's going to spray it out to Derrick Jones Jr. in the weak side corner. The Clippers are focused on packing the paint, shrinking the floor, however you want to call it, and daring a player like Derrick Jones to take that three, and he doesn't make the defense pay, misses it, and then the Mavericks have a chance for a favorable putback opportunity, but Lively has an uncharacteristically bad miss on this attempt. On this one, Luka Doncic recognizes P.J. Washington being left wide open in semi-transition. He's going to have a completely open look, misses the three, and doesn't make the Clippers defense pay for having a breakdown. Playing out of a horn set, Luka's going to receive a handoff from Daniel Gafford and is going to have momentum attacking the right side of the floor. Westbrook's going to try to poke the ball from behind and is going to be trailing the play, and this creates a 2-on-1 situation for Daniel Gafford to receive a lob pass from Luka, with Luka drawing Plumlee's commitment long enough before making the pass, and all Plumlee can do is foul. The Clippers' defense just hounded Luka throughout this game. Russell Westbrook's very aggressive, trying to deny him the handoff, and ends up tipping the ball up, forcing a turnover. Out of isolation, Westbrook's going to be guarding Kyrie Irving. Irving's going to attack aggressive right, playing through contact, fake the spin, loses the handle, and Westbrook gets another hand on the ball, forcing the turnover. The Mavericks were intent on pushing the pace when possible. Luka finds Kyrie Irving for a throw-ahead pass, who's then going to seal the advantage by switching hands on the finish attempt, using the inside hand finish on the way down, neutralizing the rim protector. This was a great example of the shooting struggle the Mavericks had. Kyrie Irving typically hits those pull-up transition threes at a very high clip, misses the shot, but the Mavericks get the offensive rebound, have another chance to score, and Luka Doncic gets the ball in the weak side corner against the contest and misses the catch-and-shoot three. Luka pushes on the break and has Mason Plumlee guarding him. He likes that matchup, so he's going to clear things out, look to attack him in isolation. But in the middle of the floor, Daniel Gafford is on the ground. With him being in clear pain, the mindset is now to attack and salvage this possession. And Luka is going to go initially left and then hit the brakes, go behind the back to attack the middle of the floor, with Plumlee opening up his hips. But Plumlee does an effective job of recovering by sliding his feet, using contact, but keeping a hand high. That left hand stays vertical, ready to pressure Luka on the right side of the rim. But Gafford was motivated to make an impact still, despite the circumstances, and had a small trying to box him out, and ends up drawing a foul. The Mavericks are going to inbound the ball and get into a zoom action, and they're going to utilize Derrick Jones Jr. as the off-ball screener, with him bringing James Harden into the action, and with Zubac playing up in this screening action. This is going to result in Lively being left unaccounted for on the slip. Harden stayed attached to Jones, and no one accounted for Lively, not even the weak side, low defender. So Luka quickly gets the ball, lofts it up to him, and Lively is able to just execute the easy finish. Terrence Mann picking up Luka full court. He's going to use contact to his advantage to spin, creating an attack middle, but Mann was aggressive, recovering with contact to cut Luka off near the nail area, and Luka's going to get into a step back, shoot off one leg, and is unable to get the shot to go. The Clippers were good about getting back in transition. Paul George walled off Luka on the drive and is able to force the turnover. The Clippers weren't overly aggressive with blitzing, but there were opportunities where they did take advantage of that. Kyrie Irving on a side ball screen on the left side of the floor is going to get blitzed by James Harden and Paul George. He's going to get the ball up to Maxi Kleber on the short roll, and the Clippers are not afraid of Kleber making a play on the catch. He's not even looking at the rim at any point of this sequence and is going to try to force the ball to Derrick Jones Jr. on the weak side despite having that space on the catch. And the Clippers, again, stayed true to their principles. They didn't want to give up the drive middle, so they're going to get the X out here, closing on the middle, where Jones is going to have to attack baseline, play off of two, and Zubac is rotated over to protect the paint, and Jones misses the floater. And again, that weak side responsibility of attacking the defense out of the 4-on-3 has to have better execution. The Clippers were very aggressive with the Mavericks superstars off the ball. Terrence Mann is hounding Kyrie before a handoff, and this disrupts the Mavericks, where Kleber thought Kyrie was going to come towards the ball. Kyrie was trying to set up a back cut, and this results in a turnover. Kyrie is going to be playing off the elbow in a horn set with Exum initiating, and this is going to create a situation where Lively is going to screen as the other big in the horn set and slip. The Clippers are going to blitz Kyrie and then hold long enough before Zubac recovers back to Lively in the paint. And now all of this activity created no advantage for the Mavericks, and Kyrie is going to try to salvage the possession, make a play with a pull-up three created by the hesitation dribble and quick pull-up, and the shot's offline. Another squandered opportunity by the Mavs here. Kyrie's aggressive on the grab and go, finds Tim Hardaway Jr. completely left unaccounted for in the paint with the bounce pass, and he just smokes the layup. With the Clippers frequently switching those guard screens, Kyrie screens for Dante Exum to create a middle floor isolation touch against Amir Coffey, getting Terrence Mann switched off of him, and he's going to try to play out of that triple threat, use a jab step going to his right, setting up the attack left, but Paul George is completely committed to helping. He's ball watching through and through this possession, and he makes a play blowing up the pass out with Kyrie not having anywhere to go on the drive. Exum tips it to P.J. Washington. The ball finds Kyrie again, and it pops around to Exum, who has Amir Coffey on him. He's going to try to play out of the hesitation push crossover, but gets all glass on the scoop finish, ultimately resulting in the shot clock violation. Amir Coffey is going to under this ball screen, and Lively is going to flip the screen for Luka, allowing him to attack to the right. But with Zubac stabbing at the ball and then recovering back to Lively, Luka's going to get deep on this drive without a great position to finish, so he's going to spray it out to P.J. Washington above the break, who's going to attack a closeout and get into a 2-foot floater, and Zubac, with the rest of the unit rotating around him throughout this whole possession, was in a great position to pressure that floater, and it's a miss. The Clippers are picking up Luka Doncic full court. This deters Tim Hardaway Jr. from getting him the ball, so the Mavericks are going to get into a delay set. Lively flashes to the top of the key and is going to get into a handoff with Luka Doncic. And then the initial drive is going to be to a side of the floor that's overloaded already with help defense. So Luka's going to get a rescreen from Lively, attack the left side of the floor, and he's going to draw too deep on the drive and try to make that late lob to Derek Lively. But Zubac does a great job of recovering and blowing up the finish attempt on the alley-oop dunk. Luka's going to get played off the elbow in a horn set, receive a handoff from Kyrie Irving, and then get a ball screen from Maxi Kleber. He's going to flip the screen direction with Zubac in drop coverage. Luka is going to be coming off left and then snake into the gap with Terrence Mann on the trail. But Zubac makes his presence felt and holds positioning long enough to deter Luka from getting deep on the drive and prompting him to use a shot fake and pivot on the turnaround, using contact, knocking Mann over, who looked like he flopped, but Luka doesn't get the foul call, takes the shot and misses. This is the value of having a third ball handler on the court. Luka and Kyrie are going to be denied off the ball, so Exum's going to attack Russell Westbrook downhill and is going to get the ball to Maxi Kleber completely wide open, not being accounted for at all by the defense, and he misses the completely wide open shot. Kyrie Irving's going to throw it ahead to Luka Doncic, who's going to play out of a quick post-up and draw a double team, make the reversal to P.J. Washington, who makes the next pass to Dante Exum in the corner. It's up to Exum to knock down the shot against a closing out Zubac, and he misses the shot. The Mavs frequently create advantages by having Luka Doncic post up, draw a double team, and one pass away. Irving tends to be left open long enough to get a clean look off on the catch and shoot attempt, But the Clippers did a good job of accounting for this. Norman Powell, you could see here, he's in a position at the nail, ready to close out on Kyrie Irving, and the extra pass is made to P.J. Washington, a weaker shooter against a closeout, and misses the shot. Maxi Kleber comes up with the offensive rebound, and this creates a situation for Exum to attack on a second chance. He's going to break down Terrence Mann off the dribble, use change of pace, play through contact, and draw the foul on the attack right. As previously mentioned, the Mavericks do like to post up Luka Doncic to draw doubles, and this tends to create clean looks for Kyrie Irving when he's spacing one pass away. Luka's going to stay patient, read that the overload is happening on the strong side with Zubac in the front of the paint. Now the priority is to read the nail help and get the ball to Kyrie Irving with enough of an advantage to get a clean shot off. He does exactly that, hits the shot on the catch. The goal is to hunt James Harden on this possession. His man, Derrick Jones Jr., screens for Kyrie Irving. The Clippers soft switch, and now Gafford's going to come set a screen for Irving. He's going to reject it creatively using a spin move. After reading Zubac anticipating the actual use of the screen to attack the middle of the floor, this created a perfect rescreening chance for Gafford to make contact with Harden, and with the defense unable to recover in time, the pocket pass from Irving after drawing two creates a wide-open dunk for Gafford to throw it down emphatically. On the transition grab and go, Luka Doncic is going to get picked up by Terrence Mann, smaller defender, so he's going to attack right, set up the spin move, and he expects Zubac to be helping in the paint for a potential spray-out pass to the corner, but that ends up not happening. Zubac stays home and jumps the passing lane. After the jump ball, a heads-up play from Luka Doncic, making the throw-ahead pass to Kyrie Irving, who finishes off of two against the pressure. With Paul George missing the three, Luka Doncic on a grab and go pushes the pace once again. This time he plays off of two on the left side of the floor, and the defense isn't in position to pressure him, and he gets the floater to bank in. Luka begins his play in the paint. The goal is to create a post touch against Terrence Mann. He's going to get it on an empty corner possession, and he's going to be reading Ivica Zubac, his timing in the lane. And once Zubac has to leave the lane, he's going to make that inside move, try to get the floater to go, and misses. Kyrie Irving was in the beginning of a heater in the third quarter. Here, early he draws two, stays patient, dribbles to a short-range spot, pulls up, and knocks it down. On another early possession attack, Kyrie Irving gets a screen from Daniel Gafford, draws two, creating a pocket pass opportunity, and now it's up to Gafford to finish through the low defender Paul George, who's getting vertical and is able to disrupt Gafford enough to force the miss. The Clippers have some special defensive talents. This is a great example of it. Kyrie Irving is pushing on the break, finds Derrick Jones on the trail with a bounce pass, but Paul George is in help defense, perfect positioning, uses his length, walls up Jones on the finish attempt, and the Clippers get a stop. On the inbounds play, Kyrie Irving comes to receive a handoff from Maxi Kleber, and he's going to split the two defenders by using a push cross, keeping the ball low, and draw help from James Harden, and counters effectively by quickly coming to a stop off two and getting into the floater. Kyrie was in a major rhythm already, and he's aggressive attacking early again. Paul George is trying to cut him off, and Kyrie counters by drawing contact and going behind the back. Now George is out of position with his hips flipped, having to recover, and Irving uses the step back to maximize his advantage and knocks it down. Being aggressive early in the clock has benefits. Here Luka plays out of a push crossover to reject a screen, and he's just going to get creative using change of pace with Mann trying to recover and ends up drawing a foul, attacking down. Luka initiates his possession and receives double drag screens. Irving sets the screen very early to get Terrence Mann switched off of him, and this is a defensive breakdown from the Clippers. Zubac was in drop coverage and wasn't in position to get out to Luka's pull-up three coming off those two screens quickly enough to impact the shot, and Luka makes him pay. This is a great example of the value of continuing to push the pace. Kyrie gets it to Luka Doncic on the trail, who is able to use pace and try to finish point blank near the restricted area, but doesn't get the finish to go as he normally would. Notice Kyrie Irving stayed active in a position to get the putback. No one boxes him out, and he makes the defense pay. This possession involves Luka flashing for a post-up against Terrence Mann, the smaller defender, and Luka's going to read that Zubac is pre-rotating at the front of the paint to deter him from making a baseline move. So Luka's going to take a couple back-down dribbles, stay patient, probe what the defense is doing, and in this position, he's going to use contact against that smaller defender's frame, create separation for the jump shot, and knocks it down. After the early push, Luka is being guarded by Zubac, a matchup that he wants to attack. He's going to go between the legs twice to shift him, get him to the left side of the floor with a dribble going between the legs again, this time changing up the timing to win at the point of attack. And now Luka, knowing that Maxi Kleber is going to have a size advantage, is going to drive right, get to a spot, play off two, use that fake to fully draw Zubac to commit to him. And Luka thinks he has the shovel pass, making that drop off to Maxi with Russell Westbrook sealed off. But there's a disconnect, and Luka's furious after this exchange didn't develop into a easy finish attempt. While guarding Russell Westbrook at the post, Kyrie rips the ball loose and then gets it on the break, and he's going to use a spin move, draw the foul on Russell Westbrook on the recovery, and gets to the line and makes both free throws. In an attempt to spark some momentum, Luka on the left side of the floor in transition gets to the step back and misses the shot. This was a really crafty screen rejection from Kyrie Irving. Daniel Gafford on the left side of the floor is going to come try to screen for Kyrie. He's going to set up the defender by going behind the back. Look like he's going to use the screen, but reject it with the crossover to attack baseline. Paul George rotates over as the low defender to pressure the finish, but Kyrie uses the reverse, plays to that contact, and maintains his balance and gets it to go. Kyrie screens for Luka early to get Terrence Mann switched off of Luka. This creates a mismatch with Norman Powell trying to guard Luka on the left side of the floor. Luka goes between the legs, rejecting a screen, and just wants this matchup downhill, so he's going to stay patient, get into a quick back down, and then make an inside move, using his size to get to a spot in the non-restricted paint area for a floater. And his touch was off throughout this game in uncharacteristic situations, and this was one of them, resulting in a miss. This was a squandered potential momentum shifting play. Daniel Gafford has the ball out in space. He's being pressed up, so he just rips through and attacks, almost throws it down, but misses the dunk. Kyrie wasn't letting the Mavs go away after the switch from an early screen. He has space to raise up and shoot. Paul George tries to contest, but Kyrie just knocks it down. Late in the quarter with 5 seconds left, Tim Hardaway Jr. gets to a step back against Paul George along the sideline and hits the shot. Luka's going to receive a screen high from Derek Lively. He's going to come off to the right, and Mason Plumlee is going to try to guard 2-with-1 while also having the low defender Norman Powell tagging the roller. Luka plays off of 2 feet, draws Russell Westbrook's attention on the trail, and makes that spray-out pass to Tim Hardaway Jr. Powell ran out aggressively, used a flyby to disrupt Hardaway's rhythm, who missed the 3 on the reload, but Luka grabbed the offensive rebound, kicked it out to P.J. Washington, who rewarded Doncic by making the 3. This was one of the downsides of pushing the pace. Luka makes a throw-ahead pass, but Lively is unable to come up with it, resulting in a turnover. Lively is going to toss it to Luka as the shot clock starts to wind down, and Luka, with Russell Westbrook as the on-ball defender, is going to snake into the gap. Westbrook's going to be trailing, and this is going to create an opportunity for Luka to play with pace, have Lively set the Gortat screen, and then get a easy floater deep on the drive with his right hand. Luka is attacking, uses a push crossover, and snakes into the gap with Russell Westbrook trying to recover. He plays out of the step back and uses a shot fake, and Westbrook leaves his feet, creating a step-through chance for Luka to get to a floater. But again, his touch was off in this game at times, and this is another example of him missing an uncharacteristic shot attempt inside the paint. Lively is going to screen for Luka, and Mason Plumlee's in a drop. Luka's going to come off wide, stay patient, and read the low defender, rotated in the paint. James Harden has a foot in the paint, not going to be able to get out on the shooter. Norman Powell is responsible for guarding 2-with-1 on the back end and does pressure the shot attempt from P.J. Washington enough to disrupt him, and the Clippers close the possession. Luka pushes on the break on this possession and has Mason Plumlee guarding him, makes the reversal to P.J. Washington, who finds Derek Lively diving to the rim and draws a foul on the catch. This becomes a double drag screen where P.J. Washington runs from the paint to set that first screen, Maxi Kleber setting the second screen, and Mason Plumlee is completely playing the drive. Luka turns the corner coming off right and gets right into a pull-up 3, and the contest isn't able to impact the release. The Clippers guarded this double drag action for Luka Doncic very effectively. Harden fought through the first screen, and then now Maxi Kleber has to flip the screen for Luka to attack middle, and Luka tries to snake into the gap, but Harden's competitive throughout this whole possession, funneling Luka to Mason Plumlee, the big defender, And now Luka has to just toss the ball back out, gets it on the get action, and draws a late double from Harden. And now Kleber's left wide open, with the Clippers living with him taking a shot over Luka making a late clock play, and Kleber misses badly. On the early push, Kyrie Irving drew a double and stays patient, retreats back out to the three-point line, gets it to Maxi Kleber, who's going to draw the attention of the defense on the catch. And then Luka is going to get the ball on the left wing and faces a closeout, but still gets the shot up on the catch and knocks it down. With the Clippers playing up in ball screen coverage and showing and recovering, Kyrie knows that if he makes this pocket pass, getting it to Maxi Kleber, he might have that chance to back cut with the defender playing up. He plays through contact off the ball, gets by Paul George, and just misses the finish attempt after receiving the bounce pass from Kleber. Receiving the early screen from Maxi Kleber, Luka pushes the ball to come off wide, knowing that Terrence Mann fighting over the screen is going to be working aggressively to recover, and Luka is going to use that to his advantage, play off of two, use a shot fake, and gets Mann in the air, and results in drawing the foul and getting to the free throw line. After making the inbounds pass, Luka is the focus of a zoom action, and again, the Clippers frequently switch this action. Zubac is now crowding Luka after he came off that handoff, and now this is going to be an ISO opportunity after giving the ball up to Kyrie and getting it back. Now Luka's kind of directing traffic here, playing out of the hesitation dribble, goes between the legs to get Zubac beat at the point of attack, plays out of the step back near the elbow, has space on the shot, and knocks it down. Luka is going to use a screen from Kyrie Irving to get Terrence Mann switched off of him. Now Norman Powell is guarding him. And Luka, after making this step-back move, is going to read James Harden, completely disrespecting P.J. Washington as a shooter by pre-rotating off of him. Luka gets the ball to Washington. He misses the three. Mavericks get the rebound, and now they're playing essentially out of a double drag screening action. And Zubac is going to show after that final screen, creating a pocket pass chance to P.J. Washington. And on the short roll, Washington attacks the smaller defender, plays off of two, and gets the floater over the top. Kyrie Irving starts a big switch hunting effort by handing it off to Luka, who gets Terrence Mann switched off of him, and then P.J. Washington comes to screen for Luka, getting Paul George switched off of him, and then now Maxi Kleber screens, and this gets James Harden switched off, and Ivica Zubac guarding Luka, and Luka breaks him down off the dribble, gets downhill, and draws a foul. The Clippers were living with James Harden even soft switching at this point. P.J. Washington slipped a screen, and that was enough for Harden to make that switch. Luka breaks down Harden by going between the legs, hesitating, and then disrupting the rhythm by making a quick dribble before another between the legs. And then now with the back foot planted, Luka gets into the step back. Harden has a cushion of space to make up for, tries to contest, but Luka gets the shot off, and this is up to Luka to make the shot, and he wasn't in a rhythm this game and missed. Looking to make a late rally, Kyrie pushes in transition, hits the pull-up three, and attacks early using a push crossover against Amir Coffey, gets to a quick pull-up off two, misses the shot, and then finds Maxi Kleber on a drop-off for a finish. If you watch this video all the way through, I appreciate you for doing so. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and any likes of this video, comments, shares definitely help it grow and help me put out more videos as well too with this channel growing. Thank you for your support.